everyone. Kevin Owens is on Raw and he's come bearing a gift to himself. Liv Morgan is almost as hung up on Carmella as Carmella is on herself, and the Street Profits have happily picked up for greener pastures. I'm Casualeann, come with me. Before the main event got underway, the commentary team announced that more picks would be revealed on Raw Talk. Now, I'm always looking for that added significance to the post shows. Thank you, Raw, for giving me that today. Our hosts for the evening are Jackie Redmond and Matt Camp. Now, Camp asks how it feels to actually host the show, and Redmond's excited to get right into it. And they do, because they start talking about the picks before they even get into the headlines. Becky Lynch reveals herself to be the very first draft pick for Monday Night Raw. Rounding out the first round, you have Bobby Lashley remaining on Raw. The Usos, thankfully, are on SmackDown. Now, quick diversion for a second. How stupid was it that literally nothing happened with the Usos getting drafted? On SmackDown, Roman literally said that if they didn't get drafted to SmackDown, they should leave Paul Heyman for dead on Raw. Then you get to Raw, and Deville and Pierce just announced that they're drafted to SmackDown. No conversations, nobody getting warned, beaten down, bribed, or buttered up. Just nothing. Did you expect something to happen with them? And if so, what? Let me know in the comments. But back to the show. All the round 2 through 3 draft picks were given. Who remained on Raw, who remained on SmackDown, and who was drafted to the opposite brand. Now, some noteworthy ones, in addition to Bobby Lashley remaining on Raw, the United States Champion Damian Priest also stays there. The former King Nakamura Intercontinental Champion stays on SmackDown, and NXT's Xia Li is drafted to SmackDown. Now, they talk about what an impact she's going to make at length. Akira Tozawa is looking for Reggie, the 24/7 champion, and he donates his body to the science of stunning via Professor Kevin Owens. KP is with KO, and Kevin Patrick is commenting on what people are calling Kevin Owens now. He's a dynamic pick. In spite of them not doing anything with Kevin Owens, he's dynamic. He compliments him on the red he's wearing and brings up the one championship that's eluded him, the WWE title. Would KO like to get his hands on it? Now, Kevin Owens leaves things a little open. He would love to win the WWE Championship. Of course, there's lots of things he wants to do. He would love to be a tag team champion even, which he's never done in WWE. Now, the championship belts aren't the only point of excitement, though. He's taken some random tool of some random guy. I didn't really understand it. He says that maybe it'll help him win the WWE Championship one day. Apparently, it belongs to a friend of Kevin Patrick's. KPZ says that Owens shouldn't take it. Maybe you can enlighten me as to what on earth he's talking about. Please do if you know. KO says that Kevin Patrick has beautiful blue eyes, so maybe he should move to SmackDown and leave him alone. Kevin Owens is always a great interview. He's a great talker. We see that here. We get some headlines. The EST, Bianca Belair, faces off against the Queen, Charlotte Flair. The match was thrown out, and we'll talk about why a little bit later. There was a face-to-face with Goldberg and Bobby Lashley. The substance of it is, hello Bobby, how's every little thing? I'm going to kill you. Their encounter at Crown Jewel is now a no-holds-barred match. Then talk turns to, and literally the headline at the bottom says, it's a Drew Day. Ugh. WWE Champion Big E and Drew McIntyre defeated the Dirty Dogs in tag team action. We get some ads, and discussion continues with recap of Dolph Ziggler pointing out all the ways that he's helped both Big E and Drew McIntyre. This was excellent. I'd forgotten all about their history with Dolph Ziggler. Great stuff. Drew McIntyre tags himself in to show his dominance over Dolph to win for the team. And Big E makes his own statement post-match to Robert Roode, aka Big Bob. Ugh. Conversation switches to Goldberg and Bobby Lashley's tete-a-tete. Goldberg fending off attacks from both Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Bobby Lashley's trying to make some point about, what would it be like for you if someone else jumped on top of you, on top of your back like Goldberg's son did. Jackie calls Bobby Lashley a rookie. She's getting more insufferable as it goes. I'm trying to give her a chance. I really am, but they give more draft cards. Sami Zayn was the last draft of the final round. They discuss Gable Steveson getting drafted to Raw. Now, I wonder how folks from NXT and the fans in general actually feel about him going straight to the main roster on the flagship show. Sarah Schreiber announces the newest Raw addition, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan expresses her excitement on being on the red brand and everyone finally getting to watch her every Monday. We wished it were every Monday, but we get what you're saying. She says Carmella probably needed the pick-me-up of being drafted ahead of her, since she punched Carmella in the face so hard that now she wears a stupid mask. Or there was something weird going on with like some audio overlap. I'm not sure. And it seemed like the segment ended a little too early, but despite all that, Liv was still electric. The topic moves to the New Day, who defeated the Hurt Business, with Xavier Woods making his screamy case for being the King of the Ring. Now, this makes me wonder, like, since both he and the fans want it so badly that now he's guaranteed not to get it, but we'll just see. But then the Street Profits, also new members of Monday Night Raw, congratulate the New Day and inform everyone of their continuing desire for some gray airborne particulates. Now, Kevin Patrick is looking for the Street Profits right now, and he finds the red Solo Cup first. This leads him to them. He asks their feelings about being drafted to the red brand, and Angelo Dawkins points out that they started on Raw, so now they've come back home. They never lost the Raw Tag Team Championships. They had to swap them with the New Day, which was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen on WWE and a complete waste of potential storylines. And also implying that one set of Black Tag Team Champions is interchangeable with another set of Black Tag Team Champions. Anyway, a call and answer ensues with Ford and Dawkins. Ford says they want something back that they've never lost. They'll get their titles back that were never lost, and so on. Great promo from the Street Profits. They were more fluid this time than we've seen them before. Now, most of the time, Ford does the majority of the talking, and Dawkins might get in a word or so edgewise, but this time, they were actually feeding and intensifying one another's material. Loved it. We get the match card for the Women's Championship 3-Way for Crown Jewel, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair. They talk about the main event, Bianca Belair versus the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. Becky Lynch ruins the match with Belair on the verge of victory, attacking the EST before Sasha Banks cleans the remnants of the house. This majorly sucked, because both she and Charlotte were having this wonderful match, and the finish just killed it. We saw 6 rounds of drafts on Raw itself, but here's where some of the others were headed. They've broken up Shotzi and Nox, they've broken up Natalya and Tamina, and Veer is separated from Jinder Mahal and Shanky. There were so many different picks, but these were some of the standouts. How easily are these tag divisions actually broken up? Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley are the only official women's tag team in WWE. But the hosts give announcements for Crown Jewel and the upcoming King of the Ring and Queen's Crown tournaments for this Friday's SmackDown. My overall rating for this week is 4 out of 5. Now again, I thought there was way too much fluff, same problem with Talking Smack, but between Liv Morgan, Kevin Owens, and the Street Profits, this show had some great interview segments. My must-watch was kind of a tough one to decide, but I think I'm going to go with the Street Profits. The way Kevin Patrick has to kind of find them, and how Angelo and Dawkins play off of each other, their renewed motivation on this new brand is definitely something to watch. I highly recommend it. But that was the October 4th edition of Raw Talk. What are your thoughts? Did you think anything was going to go down with the Usos getting drafted? How might Kevin Owens fit into his time on Raw, especially with his contract being rumored to be up in January? What's the likelihood that the Street Profits will actually get back into the title hunt? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and tap that bell icon to make sure you get notifications for when new videos come out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.